Hello everyone, this is Yoko. On this channel, I will be disseminating information that I have collected in English, as I feel that the information that is happening in China is often not accurately conveyed to countries other than China. We obtain information from multiple media sources, so we would be happy if you could give us your opinions on the content of the video in the comments. Also, my native language is not English, so I use an AI speaker to create audio to convey information correctly. If you like it, please subscribe to the channel and support us. This time, we will talk about China's complete ban on importing Japanese seafood products. I mentioned earlier that China is propaganda in English to the world that Japan is trying to pollute the oceans. However, this propaganda had little effect at the government level. This is why international public opinion calling for Japan to stop releasing treated water did not gain traction. China says that Japan's treated water is dangerous, but considering ocean currents, the United States and Canada should be more dangerous, but the United States and Canada have not told Japan to stop discharging treated water. Then, the release of treated water began. This is not surprising. If Japan's treated water is dangerous, the question becomes, are nuclear power plants in other countries safe? If we evaluate it scientifically, it can be said that Japan maintains a good level of safety even though so many accidents have occurred. However, China has been agitating the issue of treated water. It's important to note that I didn't just start saying this recently. For quite some time now, I've been saying that it's dangerous because it's meant to bash Japan. As a result, the Chinese believe the information provided by the Chinese government and believe that the situation is really dangerous, and they have started buying up salt. Since salt is made from seawater, some people are under the assumption that all future salt will be contaminated with radiation. On the other hand, the Chinese say that Japan only thinks about its own country, and that it pollutes the sea without thinking about the troubles of other countries. If you buy up all the salt, other people will be in trouble. After all, I think it's the Chinese who only think about themselves, but it can't be helped because it's a traditional Chinese art that their words and actions don't match. There are people who are going crazy because they are being provoked by the Communist Party. There are voices saying that if the treated water is safe for Japan, try drinking it, or if it is not being used for agricultural purposes, it is dangerous. However, in China, wastewater from nuclear power plants is not used for agriculture or drinking water. It is strange to ask Japan to do something that it has not done itself. The Chinese Communist Party makes incoherent claims in order to bash Japan, and there are a lot of people in China who are so provoked that they can't think calmly. There are many people posting on social media that Japan should perish, or that Mount Fuji should erupt. However, I think this is a miscalculation on the part of the Communist Party. The Communist Party has been bashing Japan for some time now, and was aiming to get other countries to come along with it. However, there are many countries that know that it is China that is actually polluting the oceans, so there are very few countries that agree. China is causing tremendous environmental pollution by reclaiming the ocean. Even if the Chinese Communist Party says that Japan is polluting the environment, if it says such a thing, China itself should first stop the artificial environmental pollution that China itself is doing. It is China that pollutes the sea by going to the Philippines and Vietnam, filling land and creating artificial islands. As for the treated water, China's nuclear power plants are more radioactively contaminated, so no country agreed with China's bashing of Japan. South Korea is making a fuss about it, but since all Koreans have special illnesses, it can be ignored. The world's common sense assessment is that China pollutes the seas and is doing militarily dangerous things. From the perspective of international public opinion, the effect that the Communist Party was aiming for was not achieved. However, there are some people in China who seriously believe that the sea is polluted and seafood is dangerous. Moreover, the Communist Party has announced that they will not import seafood from Japan in order to protect the safety of the people. If the sea is really polluted, not only the products imported from Japan, but all marine products will be at risk. Having said that it is dangerous, it will be interesting to see how the Communist Party will adjust its course in the future. It is interesting to see whether China will continue fishing even though it says it is dangerous. The seas are connected, so if you do deep sea fishing for both Japanese and Chinese products, you will be fishing in the same place. China's land area is larger inland than on the coast. The fish that the Chinese ate were basically freshwater fish. Even in places like Shanghai that face the sea, when you go to the market you will only find freshwater fish. There are fish that have the unique smell of freshwater fish, such as snakeheads and members of the crucian carp family. Sea fish is overwhelmingly more delicious. Recently, I don't know if it's imported from China or imported, but you can find sea fish in supermarkets in Shanghai. It is said that there are quite a lot of seafood products exported from Japan to China. Therefore, people who work in jobs related to exporting to China may be in trouble. However, China is such a country. If anything happens, they will put pressure on exports from Japan and try to force Japan to make concessions. I used to have the upper hand in negotiations. Even before we say that we will completely ban imports, we are also taking time to put pressure on customs clearance procedures. This act is not limited to marine products, and we regularly put pressure on exports from Japan in general. Doing business with China is always a risk. It is the general rule of business owners to manage their business in such a way that they will not be troubled even if they are told that exports are prohibited by China. In any case, the Chinese Communist Party has been making a lot of noise about the dangers of seafood, but I'm keeping an eye on how they will lift this ban in the future. The logic that importing products from Japan is dangerous, but importing them from other countries or taking them ourselves is safe is also strange. It will be interesting to see what happens to China's fisheries by inciting it. That's all for now. See you next time.